Hey, what's up, JD Aliens? Check this out.
Power on. Phone 2 connected.
That's pretty fly, huh? New stuff.
Let's do it.
Eric Halazak, this one's for you, man. You specifically have been asking me to review the Sennheiser. Is it Sennheiser or Sennheiser? What is this? Let me look at this. It looks like Sennheiser. Yeah, it's not Sennheiser. I was throwing an I in there. Anyways, man, this is the Sennheiser PXC550 active noise canceling headphones. And I gotta say, I really like them. Now, before we get too deep into this, I gotta tell you about my two other channels. Right here, you're watching the audio channel, and this is where we do Bluetooth speakers, headphones, and everything else that throws out sound out there in the space. Now, the other two channels, one is a review channel, and that's where I review everything else, whether it be projectors or microphones and all kinds of crazy stuff that I come up with on the internet. And last but not least, I have my vlog channel. So if y'all want to see a good live stream or some pretty entertaining vlogs, get yourself down there in the description box, click on those links and make sure you subscribe to those channels. But just because I say I really like them, that does not mean they have dethroned my Sony WH-1000 XM3s, not even by a long shot. But these are fantastic headphones and I'm really digging that price that they set them at. So let's get into it, man. Let's talk about the build quality first. So as far as build quality, these are super lightweight, right on par with the Sony XM3s and the Bose. The leatherette or the vinyl that they have around here is a really nice, soft material. The ear pads are pretty squishy, but what I do like about the ear pads is that they are kind of an egg or oval shape. I like that because my ears actually fit inside of there. They kind of scoop around in there and then they get tucked in behind the ear cup. It's kind of nice. It's a good fit for me. But if you got some big old elephant ears, then you might have a problem. These might end up being on-ear headphones for you. I'm not really sure. But for me, they work out really well. And they did not overheat or, get sweaty or anything like that with long-term usage. And when I say long-term, I'm talking about an hour or two. As far as durability, I don't see you having any problem with these because they have this plastic right here. It's a really flexible plastic that is backed up by some stainless steel on the band, which is pretty nice. Then once you get around to the headband part, nice and flexible, don't hear any crickety cracketiness going on, and it's a really solidly built headphone, especially for it to be so lightweight. Now the ear cups, they just turned on. So the ear cups do twist out and they lay flat for storage, and they do actually fold up for a more compact storage, and that's actually how they come in this case. Now they do come in a case, which is a semi-hard shell case. It's not big, it's not small, it's kind of a medium-sized case. Now these do charge up via micro USB. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely not USB-C. So yeah, you just take it with a grain of salt. But you do get 30 hours, up to 30 hours of playtime and talk time with these bad boys. And now on the right ear cup, this is the right ear cup, you get an ANC switch with two different levels of ANC. You get your medium and then you get your high. And then you have a music button. It's got like a little music symbol on here. And what that button is for is to cycle through 3 different EQ modes that you've actually kind of preset, so to speak. So you can cycle through those, and then you have your cord input right here. This is not 3.5 millimeter. It's a little bit smaller than that. I can't remember what it is, but it's not 3.5 millimeter. I'm pretty sure one of y'all is going to correct me in the comments, but it is smaller than a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So yes, you can listen to these wired. Now, moving around these things, once you flip them in, they actively turn on. Once you put them on your head, you can actually have the option inside of the app, which we'll get to in a second, to control lots of things such as the motion control. So if you put them on your head, they'll start playing your music. And when you take them off your head, they'll stop playing your music. So that's a nice added bonus that you get inside of the app that you can toggle on or off if you want. Hey man, look, you just gonna sit there and just watch the video and you ain't gonna subscribe, not even hit the like button or the little bell down there for the notifications. That's just wrong, man. I'm sitting up here editing these videos, just cranking them out, and you ain't gonna even subscribe. Yeah, just reach down in that button. Yeah, there you go, buddy. All right.
We now return to your regular programming.
As far as the noise canceling, I'm actually really surprised by the noise canceling. It gets pretty strong. The medium I don't know why you would use medium. I guess if you don't want to cancel out all the noise. I'm kind of an all or nothing guy when it comes to noise canceling. You either turn it on or turn it off. Or give me some ambient sound, which this does not have. There is no ambient sound mode in these headphones. So that's pretty much a disappointment in that department. But noise canceling wise, they do block out a lot of the low tones. It's actually pretty decent noise canceling. Does not stand up to the Sony standard as far as the XM3 models go. And I would probably say not even as good as the Bose, but it is good noise canceling. It doesn't affect the sound signature at all. Sounds pretty good. Now, being that I brought up sound, this is why these are not going to dethrone my my XM3s. It's not because they're not as good at noise canceling. It's because personally, I like a bright sound signature with an extra punch of bass. And that's what the Sonys give me. Whereas these are all about the brightness. Now, that doesn't say these do not have any bass. This is just more of a headphone that's designed for someone who wants to listen to music and not have as much bass in their music as some of the other headphones that are, maybe a little bit more oriented for bass. Very, very bright sound signature. And when you use the app to EQ things, yes, you will get some sound variance in there. To me, when I tried to use the app on my phone, I wasn't getting much variation in sound when it came to the EQ. Like, you could toggle that thing up and down and go to different modes such as pop, rock, and stuff like that. And I wasn't hearing much of a variation in the sound. So I don't know if it's something up with my phone or my hearing or what, but I was not getting much interaction with that EQ in here. But what I did get good interaction with was the effects. So inside of the EQ, you can go into effects, and once you tap that, it either toggles it on or off. And you have a choice between club, movie, speech, and director. And inside of those, if you kind of just tap, let's tap on club. What you can do is you can turn the bass boost off. You can set it to thump or rumble, or you can focus on voice, and that just brings all the mids and lows down, and that way you can focus solely on the voice. Now, in this third level of the EQ, you can toggle on or off this spatial right here. You get near, medium, and far, and that's basically kind of like it kind of opens up the soundstage in an artificial way. It doesn't sound bad at all. It actually sounds pretty good. It gives you a nice open soundstage if you want it. And you can also toggle that off, of course. Then you get a little bit of reverb going in there with the medium and the high, and it almost gives it more of a concert setting. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that's all the app really had to offer me was the EQ modes and the effects that you can also layer on top of your EQ, which is nice. It's just that it wasn't a good experience for me because it wasn't as interactive as I would like it to be, meaning that I wasn't getting any sound variance from toggling the EQ levels up and down. So yeah, I guess it was just my phone. I'm not sure. But as far as special features, we do have some interactive controls on the side of this right ear cup. So right here is where you actually swipe to control your tracks, your volume, and answering in calls. Now, since we are on the calls, this is a huge one because I know a lot of you always ask, hey, can it take phone calls? Yes, you can take phone calls on these, but from the other side of the phone, from the receiving side of the phone, they said it sounded okay. It wasn't the best, it wasn't the worst, it was just okay. But they could definitely tell I was on a headset of some sort. On my end, it sounded like I had my head stuck in an oil drum and I was trying to talk to people. It was like this weird feeling that I had with my hearing myself in both ears and the way they sounded. So on my end, the call quality was trash. But inside of the app, if you go deep inside of it, it has this toggle for call enhancement. And let me tell you, leave the call enhancement off. It is trash. It was terrible. With the call enhancement on, that oil barrel effect got worse, and it just sounded like, it was just weird. So I had to turn it off to make the phone call sound halfway decent on my end. It didn't change anything on their end, they said, but on my end, yeah, it changes a lot. And I did not like that experience. But as far as the PX550 goes, as far as music quality, I think it's a great quality headphone as far as music. It's just not for my personal taste because they do not have enough bass built into these headphones as far as, without having to go do extreme EQ. There's not enough bass built into these. These are designed with a very, very bright sound signature. So even when you EQ bass into them, they're tuned for just a really bright sound. So if you're the type of person that likes maybe something with a lot of instruments and you love crisp, high vocals, these are the headphones for you. If you are an EDM listener or hip hop, a lot of bass style music, yeah, don't get these. Don't get these headphones. But for everything else, just for some smooth listening, these are excellent headphones, and I highly recommend them via build quality, battery life, and functionality as well. I love that they have a dedicated app, but overall it could use some improvements. But everything else about these headphones I really like for the purpose that they serve. These are not going to be your all-around headphones that are made for everybody. I think this is for a specific listener. This is for someone who wants to travel, because you got that noise canceling. So if you're on an airplane, you want some peace and quiet with your music at a decent or moderate volume. And this is also for the person who actually really enjoys the clarity and brightness of the music that they listen to. They do not necessarily appreciate a lot of bass. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, I'm no expert in this kind of stuff. You buy whatever headphones you want to buy. This is my opinion on the PX550. But before I get out of here, y'all know the drill, man. Throw those emoji hands up in the comment section, and I'll see y'all at the next one. Hey, where you going? No. Sit back down. We gotta talk about this. You didn't have a good time? All right then, hit the subscribe button. There you go, reach down there. There you go. And then hit the bell, because you need to know when I'm opening up more new stuff. You got to come right back here and check this stuff out. Now, don't you feel like a better human being? All right, I knew you would. All right, man, I'll see you soon.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?